Hello, traders. Cousin Vinny coming to you from theclosingprint.com, Sunday, the 17th of August, 2025. In this edition of your weekend video newsletter, we'll discuss OPEX behind us with the markets just shy of all-time highs and priced to perfection. Currently, we have 8 bullish indicators, 8 neutral, and 4 bearish. Speaking of caution for the week ahead, we look for options to fill in as the week progresses, with the markets trading to perfection into a period of weak seasonality over the next 6 weeks. The S&P 500 trading up 34%. From the April 7th low. RSI is still very strong. We're just below all-time highs, with MACD crossing up, stochastics embedded, and RSI showing strength. We were led on Friday by strength in United Health, up over 12%, closing a bit lower to finish off Friday's session, but looking very strong nonetheless. Again, we had the New York FANG pressing the all-time highs, with RSI showing strength, MACD bullish, and stochastics embedded. That said, we did have a few failed attempts at trades on Friday. That's telling us we should get a bit more cautious, despite the all-time highs we hit on Wednesday with the Qs. With IWM showing remarkable strength during the week, we had 7 of 9 small cap sectors closing above their bullish 10 EMA weekly, with consumer discretionary hitting plus 7% for the week before backing off on Thursday and Friday. Small cap energy is flat, but financials, healthcare, industrials, small cap materials, small cap information technology, and small cap utilities all rallied back above their 10 EMA. So we have 7 of 9 small cap sectors showing strength, despite the strength that we saw in the 10-year yield on Thursday and Friday. That said, the 10-year yield is still below its 50 and 200-day moving average, while remaining inside of a 2-year range, right at fair value near the 50-day moving average on the daily. Overall, with 8 bullish indicators, 8 neutral, and 4 bearish, we're going to start off the week with a bit of caution, looking for options to fill in early in the week. Despite the strength that we saw in yields last week, junk bonds are still in a bullish trend. So this is one of our bullish to neutral indications for the week ahead. We also have high yield corporate trending. That's another bullish indication. With biotechs also making new highs over the last several weeks, this is bullish, as this is a risky asset class. Traders that would be investing in biotechs would be absent the markets if they thought the markets would roll over in a big way. So this is a bullish indication. Bitcoin held its own. It's holding above the 21-day moving average. We're looking for a bounce as RSI is starting to turn back up. MACD is flat and stochastics did pull back to 50. So there's a possibility we could see a bounce this week in Bitcoin and its surrogates like Coinbase, looking forward to get back above the 50-day moving average for the last couple of weeks. We did get rejected on Wednesday, and RSI is still below 50. So look for strength in Bitcoin, biotechs, IWM, and junk high yield corporate if you're looking for bullish trades to start the week. In addition, the US dollar continues this trek sideways at the 50-day moving average, 200 days overhead, RSI just below 50. It does benefit U.S. companies that sell products and services overseas. Crude oil and gasoline products remain in a descending pattern since the peak in 2022. We're in the lower half of a range that we've seen for the last several months, with gold consolidating at highs over the last 16 to 20 weeks, with silver remaining in a fairly bullish trend. It's also consolidating at all-time highs. In addition, copper has been basing for a couple of weeks, looking for this to get back above the 200-day moving average, a leading economic indicator for U.S. companies, especially in the construction-related industry groups. With the overall posture in bonds, currencies, and commodities neutral to slightly bullish. For those of you with long-term ambitions with your 401k, IRAs, etc., I don't see any reason to be too alarmed about the markets, though we could see a 2 to 3% pullback in the short term. There's no need to really adjust your positioning. The XLY, XLP, consumer discretionary to consumer staples ratio is still pointing upward. It looks nothing like February of this year, and certainly doesn't look anything like late 2021, where we entered a bear market, and these indicators rolled over for 13 straight months. Again, we did see strength in biotechs, IBB, XBI. We did pull back a little bit in tech, semiconductors, software. Communications held up fairly well. Overall, sectors are telling us to be a bit cautious, looking for options to fill in to start the seasonally weak part of the year into September. IBD 50 looking fairly strong, with gold-related names like Agnico Eagle still above its 20-day moving average, Anglo Gold, similar posture, Kinross Gold, Harmony, Eldorado Gold, all rising this week. Arcutis, not familiar with the name, it's new on the IBD 50, pressing higher all of last week after bouncing off the 50-day moving average. Fairly cheap stock. Make sure you check out earnings dates and what the company does if it fits your temperament. Firm holdings pushing to 52-week highs off of the bounce Monday last week, showing potential breakout to start Monday trading. Bygene also higher. Many of the biotech stocks showing strength last week, with the sector breaking higher despite the weakness that we saw in the S&P and the Qs. IREN from previous IBD watch list looking for a follow-through. Mirum Pharmaceuticals following through. Even Nvidia is remaining above its 20-day moving average. Oster from last week still on the IBD 50. Many of you were trading that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. SoFi looks like it's going to finally break out. Watch SoFi showing relative strength. Robinhood continuation looks like that could follow through this week as well, as the company expands services outside of the U.S. Additional stocks from the Bollinger Band squeeze looking very good. You might want to check some of these out. ALDX, Therapeutics, again, biotech's looking strong going into this week. Boeing, looking for a follow-through. Bausch & Lomb. Celebrite, bouncing off the lows on Thursday, Friday. On volume, RSI rising. Look for this one to follow through. Fairly inexpensive name, under $20 stock. Centessa Pharmaceuticals, trending above its 9, 21, 50, and 200-day moving averages. Note the 50-day moving average will cross up through the 200-day in the next couple of weeks. If you're looking for stocks that are trending, this one could be a candidate. Dick's Sporting Goods pushing higher. iPoint Pharmaceuticals, multi-top breakout, strength in RSI, MACD and stochastics pointing higher. Look for this one to break out as well. Many of these stocks from the Bollinger Band scan look very strong. Harmony Biosciences looking for a push back through and a touch of the upper Bollinger Band. RSI rising, MACD and stochastics bullish. Ionis Pharmaceuticals looking for a breakout above this double, triple top. MACD stochastics rising, RSI showing strength of trend. Iron's been on the IBD 50 as well for the last several weeks. Looking for this to break out. MACD stochastics rising, volume above average, RSI showing persistent strength. Viking Holdings, nice tight squeeze, pushing higher, RSI showing strength of trend. MACD and stochastics both look bullish. Volume picking up all of last week. Look for Viking to continue and break out this week. Okay, traders, that's going to do it for me. This is Cousin Vinny coming to you from theclosingprint.com, Sunday, the 17th of August, 2025. Remember, OPEX is behind us. We're looking for options to fill in to start the week. We're also trading to perfection, so a pullback from that 34% gain from the April 7th low wouldn't be out of the question as we enter a period of seasonality between August 16th and September 30th that tends to be a little bit more weak. I'll send out a watch list later tonight around 12 midnight on the East Coast, around 9 o'clock on the West Coast, so be sure to check your inbox for that. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your weekend, take care, and we'll see you in the morning. Ciao.